All right, so listen. Your features. Start that right now. We have D. Collin, everybody. Multidisciplinary artist, visual artist, theater performer, poet, and has a book at the book. What you tonight? And has a book, Dreamy and Creole. Stop clap, stop clap, stop clap. D. Collin.
Should have brought my flag. This works, right? Just start like sliding down the stairs. Yes. It's gonna stay up here.
Reasonably short.
Okay, because I've had that happen to me before. Like, where are the palms? Oh, they're down here. Okay. And just see what I'm saying? There we go. Okay. Now we put more grease. Do people say that anymore? How y'all doing, Nuyorican? This is nice. The last time I was here, it was December, and I was performing to a laptop in an empty room. So I'm just scanning the room to look at you all sitting in the room this time. Yeah. All right. We're gonna go to IUT first and see where it takes us later. Seigneur parle, moi pour parler, tant pour yon et comme moi ou même, qui t'aime chercher, même j'en crois, petit tout qui perdu qui seul. Guide Seigneur pour guider, et mon qui voit mauvais chemin, bon manger pour cabanouille, mon qui gambou. Acclamons-nous qui t'aime, guide Seigneur, pour guider, puis moi qui vois mauvais chemin, bon manger pour cabanouille. Mon qui gambou, I dream in a language that feels like home. The words come to mind when I can't find the right ones in English, this language I learned first, the dance, the cadence that sways with my tongue, le moi parler créole. When I speak Creole, I have the voice of Haiti in my throat, thirsting to tell stories that may never be translatable, but will always end with hope. And for that, they will always be worth telling. They cut the sun's head off in Cité Soleil, Haiti. Poverty bleeds internally there. She lives in the city of the sun, 5 children, husband dead, murdered for supporting TT. They beat her, they stalk her, they beat her house. She beat them by hiding. She lives in the city of the sun, where she married again, married a man who raped her daughter, ripped her heart more, 6 children, new baby, no money. She lives in the city of the sun, where water floods her home. Wade in the water, her family waits in the water in the city of the sun, where it seldom shines. So turn the sun on his pregnant belly over the horizon, birthing femmes haïtiennes, Haitian women, mountain women. Demon, behind the mountains are more mountains. Demon, like a million hills rolling before the sun. These women carry resistance in their sweats. They walk in worn shoes, calloused feet, dark skin glistens in the noon sun. Veins map their hands. River water comes through Hades' dried land as their stomachs empty, sagging breasts like eroded hillsides. The women carry water on their heads, water in their wombs, water off their floors. They are potomitan, center pillars holding a collapsed house while the sun breaks dawn like coconuts cracked open with machetes. These women, Bataneb, beat back the dark, turn the sun on its pregnant belly over the horizon, birthing a new day. Laugh the women. We are still here, and we run the book. Neighborhood watchers beat water out clothes on rocks, write secret messages in the money, beat at water when the sun goes into labor, and you will see her. Golden flower hangs in the sky, Taino chief deed hangs for trying to negotiate peace with Columbus. These women rest in her story, burning souls rest in her blazing sun. They cut the sun's head off in Cité Soleil, Haiti. These women birth a new one every day. Mountain women, militant mountains. Demon, behind the mountains are more mountains. Demon, like a million hills rolling before the sun. These women carry Haiti in their sweats. Thank you. So that's from the book. And I'm going to read you this poem. It's called Altibonite Woman. First time I went to Haiti, I was 13 years old. Well, the poem will speak for itself. Her smiling face shone in the blazing Altibonite sun. Black skin, silky, blue, black, purple, coffee bean black, with pearls for teeth. I stood perplexed by my 13-year-old mind framed around an alleged paradox. Black, blue, beautiful. The light grew bright over my head like the Haiti sun. Knew when I came back, if anyone told me I was ugly, if they mistook my dark for dreadful, they called me cockroach ever again, it was a bold lie. This skin and all the dark in it is mine and beautiful. The art is for me. Sometimes I talk to myself. Anybody else talk to themselves? Yeah. I think it's a very healthy practice to just talk to myself. Okay, here we go. The girl dreamed. And the girl called into a room, 3 boys and a girl, the only girl, and my grandpa asked what they wanted to be. And the girl, bright-eyed, chest out, back straight, clear voice said, lawyer. The girl made a riverbed and dirt road, fried plantain and pickles, coal fire and cast iron pot said, lawyer. Not 2 weeks later, my grandpa pulled the girl out of school, sent her to learn how to sew and cook. The girl's supposed to be a boy's dream, not dream like one. Not supposed to be lawyer or big or bold or speak loud. The girls skipped sewing class, used pocket change from Guntiso to buy fresco, and watched people walk on Shanimas without anyone knowing. The girl, a protest. The girl still dreaming in view of the presidential palace. The girl becomes a woman, becomes a wife, becomes my mother. My mother carries 3 girls and a boy, like the tethered, like a reckoning. I am the only child to survive the terrain of her womb, the only girl, the only dream left. My mother immigrant, my mother night school and wrestling Creole on her tongue, my mother lover of coconut flesh and peanut brittle, my mother loud, my mother sacrifice, my mother first lady of the church, my mother housekeeper for a living, my mother mathematician, making $1 out of a good, less than 15 cents. And one day, she taught me a lesson in a white woman's bathroom, pointed to the toilet she just cleaned, said this job in particular and overall is not for you. Translation, be a lawyer. Translation, does not matter that you are a girl. Translation, I am her dream, carved out her stomach from her cooked hands, aged from fire and bleach, her back a wall crumbling, her kidneys passing stones, the waste of all her deprivation, a field of hives on her skin, a sting piercing back. Shout out to my mom. She's awesome. Okay. There's a couple pieces that are really on my heart, and I was like, do I read these? But you know, if it's pulling at you, just read them. Right? Okay. I don't know who in the room needs to hear these poems, but here we go. It's like the next 3 poems. I feel like I have to read them. So here we go. So this poem is for the young Black poets who ask if I ever get questioned about doing too many Black poems. All my poems are Black poems because I'm Black all day, every day. Interesting how white poems never get called white poems, they just get called poems. The implication of the question is really, do I ever get asked about doing too many poems that address systemic racism or police brutality or stereotypes of Black people or any issue Black people are still dealing with that might make white people uncomfortable? Comfort is not my priority. Change is. This question feels like the question about writing too many rape poems, but there aren't too many rape poems. There is too much rape. Yes. Short answer, yes. And young Black poets, do not ever let this question sway you into writing an experience that is not yours. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams. Your story deserves your pen. Your story deserves your pen. And for every Black poem you write, thank you. Keep writing. Okay. So the other poem that won't let go of me right now is here we go. And there's gonna be a slam, so here we go. If I could find it, technology help me. Here we go. It's called Response to Unsolicited Advice on How to Win a Slam. Tell me, was I loud enough? Did I move you? Did I choose the right words, the right idea? Did it poem right for you? Did you have enough time to think about it? Was it too much? Was it too little? Did I excite you? Was your mind drifting? Did I reel you back in? Did you compare me to the last poet? How did I do? Was I artsy enough? Was I cool enough? Did I wear the right shoes? Did you see me sweat? a little? Did you see my temple tense a little? Like my verbs were out of order? Like the sanctuary was up for auction? Did you pray for me? Did you come from your spirit or your sense of obligation? Is there any sense in this? Perhaps I should not have used the mic. Was my voice enough? Did you see me? I died a little each time. Can you see ghosts? Do they get points too? Does that make this a group poem? Wow. A eulogy? Did your heart sink when you saw my paper? I should have memorized it, you say? Were there any other poems in my arsenal, you ask? Was this weapon not meant for me? I said I died a little each time. Are you here to save me from myself? I could have won, you say? Did I disappoint you? Did you go home thinking about it? Do ghosts ever go back to being people? Do I haunt you? Did my lips move the right way? Can you read them? Did you see the longing in my eyes? Did you see my smile? Did you see them at the same time? Tell me, did they go together? Were you listening? Did you hear me? I died a little each time, I said. Are you participating in my suicide? In my addiction? My gamble? Did you see the gun propped up on the mic stand? Did you hear it go boom? Did you see me live to tell the story and snap your fingers? Or did your heart break? Did you see me? All poem, all breath, all gasp of air, all words pressed together like irons holding fire, all 10 before I opened my mouth, all naked, all reaching towards you, all praying, all winning already. Have you ever witnessed a resurrection without knowing? Yes. Yes, you have. Y'all good?
Yeah.
We just checking. Right. Okay. You know, sometimes I plan a set and then the set's like, that's not it. So here we go. I'm gonna do this poem and then I'm gonna close out. So my fiance's in the building. Somewhere up there, waving in the darkness. My father is a pastor, as you could tell from the other poem, my mother being first lady, and I find myself unlearning a lot of what I learned when I was a kid. And it's a love poem. Yeah, okay. An excerpt from the Chronicles of a Pastor's Kid. My father calls to tell me he'd gone to Montreal, and on the way there, and on the way back to Connecticut, he stopped by my building in Troy without so much as a knock, a hello, and I asked why he came to visit like a ghost. A red 1989 Toyota Camry parked outside, and he remembered that car from my graduation. The one my mother imagined she smelled weed in. The car of the man I now love. And my father says something about being careful of who I invite into the sanctity of my home. Reminds me of my upbringing, questions my salvation, and before I know it, I am a hurricane swirling all the debris. He does not actually smoke weed. He doesn't even drink alcohol, I defend, at first. But in my mind, I know he makes me happy. He held my hand over an Ethiopian dinner, and I can't remember the last first date I had like that one. He is both sanctity and home. But I blurred out to my dad, which one am I talking to, my papi or my pastor? But he answers, this man could be dangerous. And whatever happened to so-and-so? But all I hear is dangerous how so-and-so was exactly that. But my love sits on the floor, crisscross applesauce, hands holding a bag of popcorn while I'm on the phone. On the television, Star Wars, specifically Empire Strikes Back, plays. If there were ever a sign from heaven, I think now how we have formed a rebel alliance while his locks rest down the length of his back. His beard catches a small kernel or two, and I laugh. I laugh until my father is confused, until he is babbling 2 Corinthians verse 6 about being unequally yoked, but I don't want to be yoked to anything but the truth. There is a man in my living room giving me life who loves me without reservation or judgment or a savior complex or a verse telling him what to do with me. A woman learning to unlearn indoctrination and still loving a father trapped in a pastor's body. I'm gonna close out with this poem. I'm just gonna check real quick. Like, y'all know who Shirley Chisholm is?
Yeah.
Okay. And Ida B. Wells? Yes. Okay, all right. Because, you know, sometimes I be going and people are like, who's that? I gotta see before I do the poem. You know, this poem is called For Every Black Woman Who Has Been Called Angry. I don't know yet if I should leave y'all here, but we're gonna do this. Okay. we're gonna do this. Okay. And I have books over here and I have buttons. I'm wearing one. This is a Lauryn Hill button from a 24 by 36 inch painting that I did. I paint. I actually came down from Albany from the mural that I'm painting in Albany. So it's been a long day, but here's a poem. I've been trying not to be an angry Black woman. Make sure I smile a little in public. Seems like the understanding is that our facial expressions do not lend to other emotions at the fears we stay ready to start a commotion. Just because. Like there are no reasons to be Black, a woman, and angry at the same time. So don't you know on most days I turn my smile into a protest, but the rest is a crooked upwards battle. I've been trying to rise like Maya's dust every time there's some bitter twisted lies. Been trying to be Black, no imagine, without a spell to conjure over this hurt, this pain, this rolled up thunder pressed between my ears. I've been trying to sew invisibility clothes to drape around my children for protection, only to find out they invisible already without protection. Been trying to tell my daughters to not be angry, that sass might get you sassed, that kissing the pavement ain't better than going home. They will say you had too much attitude. Refuse to see your smile pressing through from behind your teeth, the world on your shoulders like a mule you are. They will wonder how you made it anyhow. How somehow they haven't killed you yet, being angry and all. But ain't that the point? That Harriet Tubman had to be an angry Black woman? That Sojourner Truth had to be an angry Black woman? That Assata Shakur had to be an angry Black woman? That Rosa Parks had to be an angry Black woman? That Ida B. Wells had to be an angry Black woman? That Shirley Chisholm had to be an angry Black woman? That Coretta Scott King had to be an angry Black woman? That Betty Shabazz had to be an angry Black woman? And ain't that the point? That I have every right to be angry? Angry about our trees cut down and roots left there naked in the sun, about history being his story one too many times, about the corrections to my language my tongue was already cut out, about gentrification, about discrimination, about appropriation of my culture, about bullets spraying like a carnival game on victims with no weapons, about being called everything but my name, Mammy, Jezebel, Ratchet, Bitch, about the prison industrial complex, about the reflections of a put in a mirror that ain't my own. I have every right to break the glass and anger ain't yours to cage up like a bird. Ain't yours is the point. I've been trying not to be an angry black woman. Truth is, I ain't trying no more. And you're gonna be glad one day. I said you're gonna be glad one day I was angry enough to change the world.
Yo, did you enjoy your feature? One more time with D. Colin, please, everybody. So, D, you have books, right? So, D, you take all forms of
I take everything.
EBT, all everything.
I take everything.
That's classes. You should take it. There's people in here. And it's so, all right, listen. What we're going to do is we're going to have a very